Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Hold the Ball HTB. I'm here with a very special guest, a friend of mine, to say the least. This is Warriors NRL Fanatics, and I'm sure you guys know him. Look, before we get into it, just give him a follow. Follow his social media platforms and all that stuff there. And on top of that as well, thank you very much for joining us. But before we get into anything, man, is there anything you want to say or just talk about? Let's do it.
Well, look, it's great to be back on your channel. Actually, it's been a very long time at my channel. I think a couple of weeks ago, for the off-season show, which I brought in. But it's great to be back on your channel, and hello to all the viewers that are watching tonight. And looking forward to it. It's going to be a very interesting discussion on the NRL and the Warriors and in general, all sorts of things going on in rugby league at the moment. And until footy season starts, pre-season trials and the All-Stars game, the Indigenous All-Stars. But yeah, thanks Hold the Ball for having me on your channel tonight, and I'm looking forward to getting into it.
Awesome. Look, this is something we didn't talk about, but I'm going to throw it at you anyway. So give me your thoughts. But I made a video recently just regarding the Pacific All-Stars. So obviously we have the Indigenous All-Stars and we have the Māori All-Stars. But I thought I'd throw a spanner in the works and sort of talk about the Pacific All-Stars. Like, what are your general thoughts on having a Pacific, All-Stars team as well, just to throw it into the mix there?
I think it's a bad idea, actually. You've got very good players out there that, they represent their cultures very well. The likes of, the Māori All-Stars, Indigenous All-Stars is a great concept every year. It's always good to see the culture, the players, cultures. And look, unfortunately, this year, both teams are going to be really depleted because, players have to be ruled out in that. So, look, I think the Māori All-Stars versus Indigenous All-Stars is going to be a great game. But first things first, like you said, with the Pacific All-Stars, I think that'd be a great concept. You have a combined Pacific Island, Pacific All-Stars team. I think it would be a bad idea, actually. I wouldn't mind it.
No, look, yeah, cool. And I like what you said. Just quickly, I'm just going to read through the comments. Sam Revel, let's go, gents. Hey, man, how you going, bro? Yep. Daniel Sexton, hi, how are you doing tonight? Look, for myself, I'm good, ready to go. We do have some topics as well that we'll be introducing for you guys. And again, please feel free to have a yarn, discussion, question, and all that stuff. But I'm just leading off what you're saying as well, Fanatics, regarding the Pacific All-Stars. I think it'll be a great concept. Obviously, we've got a lot of, Pacifica talent, Polynesian talent that are playing. And I think if you added them into the mix as well, I think it'll be just a great, again, just great things will happen. Sort of similar to the, I'm not sure if you guys know, but in the rugby, they've got the Moana Pacifica team, right? So they too are like a combination team as well. And just to have that sort of thing, that would be great. But that's just something I'll throw in there. All right. But we'll get into, I guess just quickly, just regarding some of the topics as well. I think we'll touch on this one. What are your thoughts on Jack Murchie and the comments he made? Just trying to be more consistent and trying to solidify his spot in that Warrior squad.
Yeah, look, I put a post on this. Jack Murchie's made some comments in regards to being a bit more consistent in his game if he's going to be selected, into this 1 to 17 team each week. Look, I think last year for Jack Murchie, he was probably a bit in the squad, like he wants to be a bit more consistent, which is fair court actually. And look, I don't know where he's going to fit in the 17. Quite honest, I don't mind him. I think he's a good player, Jack Murchie, but where he's going to fit in that 17, I'm really very unsure. It's hard to say, to be honest. But if he gets a bit of a run in the preseason trials, I think he will get it in at some point in Gold Coast, I think, in trial games actually, to see where he's going to get selected for round 1. So, yeah, that's what I think about it. I hope he has a pretty good season this year, Jack Murchie, and I hope he gets a chance to be selected each week actually, and have a crack and be in that team.
Yep, agree with you. Look, my thoughts on Jack Murchie, first and foremost, obviously we brought him into the Warriors a few years back, and almost to a degree, he made that second row position his own, right? Whether it was the line breaks to score tries or the defense or the effort on defense and the stamina. But then somewhere along the way, he sort of stumbled and fell, and then we brought in Curran. Then we brought, Darren brought in Katoa, Ben Murdoch, Masila. So I think to a degree, his undoing has been, I guess, his form, right? So the very thing we brought him in for was the very thing that he's undone himself with. And I think over the years, he sort of, lost his way. I'm a big fan of Jack Murchie. I know what he can produce, absolutely. But in saying that as well, I have some of his more recent games for us have been quite lackluster, in my own opinion. Hasn't been up to standard that I know he can deliver. That's one thing as well that I do admire about Jack Murchie. It's just a general play of the ball. But sometimes he doesn't know how to hold the ball, so to speak. And that's factual. He has dropped the ball a few times. Some of the missed tackles, I'm not sure what's going on with him. But I am hoping that with a new season ahead, he can be more motivated to actually reach and try and cement his spot in that position, in the Warrior squad. But to be fair, like you mentioned before, it is actually quite a deep squad, and you're almost uncertain as to where he's going to fit. I don't know. But hey, if you're hungry and you have a desire, I'm sure you can, right? So we'll just have to wait and see there. Now, guys, that was just probably like the kickoff topic. But like I said, we do have a few topics as well. But please feel free to ask questions along the way. Now, the second topic as well, I reckon, we'll kick off with this one as well. What about the recent Dolphin signings? What are your thoughts on them, and what are your thoughts on the Dolphins? And I think, now correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the Dolphins may have a few apparent tricks up their sleeve as well heading into the future. So what on earth is going there?
Yeah, look, some interesting signings for the Dolphins. Actually, I was probably expecting a lot more. I thought they were going to go after some much more, younger type players. They've signed, look, they're good, experienced players, lots of Jesse Bromwich, and, you got Kenny Bromwich as well coming. But to be fair, for Jesse Bromwich, look, he's not, I wouldn't say he's someone you're going to build your club around. Personally, I think he's a good player. Don't get me wrong. Jesse Bromwich is a great player. He's a good key player. But Jesse Bromwich, for me, is going to go and build your franchise. Kenny Bromwich, look, to be honest, I think he's an okay signing, but he's nothing flash. And, you've got the likes of Felice Kafusi. Now, I'm not a big fan of Felice Kafusi. I'm going to be completely honest here. I think he's a bit of a grub, and that's no offense. That's the way I see it. I personally am not a fan of Felice Kafusi. I think he's basically played in a Melbourne system with all those stuff to make him look good. That's the way I see it. I know he represents Queensland, State of Origin, and that, but he's played on some great players. And Kafusi, I don't know. I just don't rate the signing. I don't really rate the signing Felice Kafusi. I hope. It's early days, man, and it's probably way too early to. But I'm sure Wayne Bennett's got a plan, and you never write off what Wayne Bennett does over there because he's really good at what he does, and that's. I think someone like a Kalen Ponga or I've heard Matt Lodge. There's been rumors around quite a while. I don't know if that's going to happen. Happening because Peter O'Sullivan's, the general manager there, and we know his connection with Peter O'Sullivan, Matt Lodge, and there's quite a few other players been linked to the Redcliffe Dolphins over the past couple of months. But that's my thoughts on it personally on the Redcliffe Dolphins. I think so far their signings haven't been great. It'll take time. You can't write off Wayne Bennett and what they're going to do there. I think it's going to take some time for them to get some quality players in, and they'll definitely get the future.
Yeah. Look, well said there. I just want to sort of give you an add-on as well, and I think I'll probably throw my 2 cents too, man. But Rumours swirling as well around the Warriors camp
sure.
in connection to the Dolphins about Reece Walsh. What are your thoughts there, man? Hello? Oh, sorry, I'm not sure if you heard me. I was just talking about the Dolphins there will Reece Walsh. Yep, the Dolphins there will Reece Walsh. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh yes, sorry about that. But I think at this stage it's just rumours, and I really hope that with the recent rumours around Reece Walsh and that, I hope it's not going to happen, because look, I think the club should be building and making sure they build their future around Reece Walsh, because and if Reece Walsh is, I don't know who they're going to be for fullback, to be honest. Would you put Teams and Lesniak at fullback? I don't think that's going to be the right move for me. We've got to make sure we keep Reece Walsh for the future, and yeah, just that's what I think personally. I'm not going to say too much because it's just rumours from my point of view at the moment, but hopefully Reece Walsh and hopefully the Warriors can have a big season and prove that Reece Walsh can stay at the club long term, and hopefully that does happen.
Yeah, look, I'm just hoping. Look, I definitely agree with that. I obviously am just hoping they're rumours. The fact that Reece Walsh himself hasn't touched on it may probably work in our favour, but then again, you just don't know, right? Look, overall though, I'm just hoping that we can just continue to grind out, and like you said, hopefully we can give him the best so that he can stay. Simple as that. I definitely know that the Warriors have definitely invested a lot in him. We definitely see him as the future of the club, full stop. I love Reece Walsh, mate. Walshy baby. So we've got to sort of, I guess we can just hopefully, fingers crossed, we can hold him. That's what I'm trying to say. And again, just, hey, guys, welcome. Thanks for joining in. Please feel free to ask questions or anything like that. We're just going to be going through certain topics, talking about different things as well. And look, Fanatics as well, just to add on to what you're saying with the Dolphins, the signings. Look, I think this team here is probably going to be a team next year full of veterans. That's what I think. A lot of veterans, but you'll probably get the odd, key signing of a young player. Yep. You touched on it before. Someone like Kalen Ponga potentially could be in that squad there. You got your Isakos in there as well. So again, you might be going for a bit of youth. And then apparently Selwyn Cobbo's name has been thrown into the mix as well, potentially. So again, you can see they're going hard. And look, I'll tell you what, if there's one coach you want to play under, hands down, it has, like, Wayne Bennett's one of the best of them, right? So again, you couldn't go wrong. But yeah, the Dolphins are definitely, I think, packing for a bit of a strong squad, I think anyway. But we'll see as the season goes on. All right, so the next topic, and I'm gonna let Fanatics take over here and just give his thoughts on it. But which clubs heading into this season, quite literally around the corner, which clubs are actually under the most pressure this season and why? Give me your thoughts.
There's quite a few teams. You got the likes of, I would say are slightly under pressure because there is a lot of talk around the new signings now. They've got Matt Burton, they've got Josh Addo signing as well. The players that they've got in there, but I think still, for me, Bulldogs making the 8 this year is probably not going to happen. Being quite honest here, I think they're still going to take another season or two. But if Barrett has a bad start to the season, squad he's got, what I'm going to go in and say it. I think Trent Barrett is going to be on the chopping block. I think he'll be sacked. Call you, but when you have a squad like that, if they finish 15th, 16th, around that position, Trent Barrett's gone. He's gone. It's simple as that. He can't be coaching with the squad they've had. They'll have to be somewhere between mid, I'd say, for Trent to keep his job. So I'm going to say the Bulldogs are under pressure, and I'm just trying to think of another team. Actually, you got the Bulldogs there, but you can take it away. He'll hold the ball while I think of another team.
Yeah, cool.
So
I will.
I've got the Bulldogs at the moment.
Yep, no, that's cool. I'm happy to name a few. Look, just quickly as well, Wawa has just said, and again, hey, thanks, Wawa, for joining in. Appreciate what you do, man, for sure. I read Newcastle's under pressure. Coach may not last. Yeah, look, I think Newcastle's one of those teams, particularly with Ponga as well. Obviously, the halves too probably aren't going too well from heading into this season. I don't think anyway. I'll say they definitely are under pressure. I think another team as well for me, even to touch on the Bulldogs, although they may not have as much pressure as, like other teams, like for say example, the Cowboys or even, dare I say it, the Warriors, when you sign those names, you almost are putting yourself up to be criticized, right? Like regardless, you've got Josh Edekar, you've got your Burtons, right? You've got some really good, David Topangai Jr., you got Matt Duffy. I mean, dare I even say it, this is probably arguably as close to a super team as you can get to some degree. But I mean, when you sign those players, like I said, though you're not under pressure, you still are. You know what I mean? You still are. And what you said about Trent Barrett, I think is very true. If he does not, if he doesn't produce some sort of strong effort this season, I think he's gone. And just to quickly touch on Newcastle again, I believe their coach's name is Adam O'Brien, right? I think that's the coach's name. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep.
But I think Adam O'Brien, yeah, I see it as well. I think Newcastle's pressure as well is also to keep Ponga. That's what I think is also another thing as well. Not only do they need to produce with Gagai back in the squad as well, but actually Ponga. Can they keep Kalen Ponga? Because if Kalen Ponga goes, he's your marquee player. He puts bums on the seats, right? You watch Newcastle because you want to see Kalen Ponga play. Simple as that. I'm sorry, but that's the reality. Well, for me anyway. I love watching Newcastle play because I want to see what Ponga does. And if Ponga's not on that team, I don't know. You know what I mean? Just reading some comments here quickly. Trent is horrible in my opinion.
Yep.
G4, man, how you doing, dude? And Rugby League round, Barrett will be sacked in 22. BKR Sports, hey, how you going, BKR Sports? And just quickly as well, guys, BKR Sport as well had a video with him and myself. I had the privilege of actually being part of his stuff as well, where we spoke about centers. We ranked them from highest to lowest and all that stuff there. And we gave, I guess, you guys our opinions as we try to work it out together. And again, man, for giving me that privilege to do so. So thank you. All right, so BKR Sports says, and go watch the video as well on his channel. And yeah, sweet as. So BKR Sports, if the Dogs don't go 2-0 from first two games, Barrett will be gone by round 3, 4, 5. Okay. Round 3, 4, 5 are Manly, Melbourne, and Penrith. Oh, I didn't even know that. What are your thoughts on that? Just quickly, Fanatics. Well, the Bulldogs, they're round 3, 4, 5 are Manly, Melbourne, and Penrith.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Yep. Yeah, that tough run for the Bulldogs. It's a very tough. I can see it happening. I can see them, starting off the season pretty slowly, like with the run they've got. So, yeah, tough couple of teams to face off in their first couple of games, and they really want to get the ground running, and it's not an easy start to the season for them. So, yeah, good luck to them. But those are very premiers. You got is it Melbourne? Did it say Melbourne? I think he's won.
Yes, yeah.
Penrith, the likes of Penrith,
Manly, Melbourne, and Penrith.
Yeah, that's a tough run. And want to touch on Newcastle. I think Newcastle. Yep.
Yeah. So just reading the comments as well.
With Newcastle, quickly, I just want to touch on Newcastle. Newcastle. If you look at their team, the spine they've got, it's a very, very questionable spine. Who's going to be the 1-6? We know Kalen Pong is going to be fullback. So, they're going to be missing Brayley for majority of the season. That is a huge, huge out for Newcastle. It's a huge out. And if Newcastle start the season, poorly, and Jalen Brayley comes back from injury, they're going to find it really tough to final spot actually. And I think this year I think they'll struggle to make the finals actually. Early to make the finals this year. Actually, I think with the squad they've got, I don't think they're gonna make it. Unfortunately, as much as I hate to say it, I don't mind Newcastle. I like them. They're not a bad team to watch, but I just think they're going to struggle personally.
Yep, no, I agree. And just quickly speaking on their halves before I get to other teams, I think it's Jake Clifford and Adam Clune as well. So again, when you're looking at those two as your halves, it's probably not the sturdiest foundation to be standing on. So again, probably more questions that probably does add to them being under pressure. And just to follow on with the Bulldogs, BK Sport said round 6 is Rabbitohs 2. So round 3 is Manly, 4 Melbourne, 5 Penrith, then round 6 Rabbitohs. That is a pretty tough schedule for the Bulldogs. And look, I know what you mean. If they don't win their first 2 and they lose their first 6, or even win 1 out of their first 6 games, that's definitely chopping block material for sure. I'm just going to read through these comments here quickly as well. HTB will get a contract with the Warriors and will win Daily M easy. Look, man, I think what I've got to do is probably stop going to KFC often, and I think we can talk about that afterwards. All right, so Wow says, Eels always seem to choke at the top 8. Yeah, I agree. But I think the Eels are pretty consistent in making the 8. But they definitely do choke. Yeah, definitely after that. Another team as well for mine that I think is under pressure is the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are hugely under pressure. And I think even at the same level as them as the Warriors. Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I could not agree more. I think, Nick from Australia said a very interesting point, and he's a massive Cowboys fan. So a big shout out to good old Nick from Australia, a good friend of mine off the channel.
Yeah.
But he said Cowboys don't start off well. Todd Payton should, pressure, and Todd Payton should get the sack because obviously the Cowboys have gone really backwards, over the last few years. Since that 2015 grand final victory, they haven't gone any backwards. They've been one of the worst Queensland teams out there actually, and I see the likes, the Titans. They're probably the best Queensland team at the moment. So the Cowboys, they're under pressure this year. They've got to get it right. And look, I don't think, their signings and that, they haven't made too many good signings over the last couple of seasons, to be fair. I think their signings haven't been big. They've signed a lot of Warriors players. I don't know what the intention is there, is to make it the Cowboys or the Warriors there, or we call them the Warriors Cowboys now because that's what players they seem to be getting, with former Warriors players. Yes, that's they're under pressure for sure. There's no doubt about it. Them and the likes of the Bulldogs. I think that's 2 teams. So I'd say probably them and the Bulldogs for me.
Yep, I agree. And to add on to that as well, I think the Warriors too. I think we're under pressure as well. But before I get into it, I'll just quickly read these comments. I'm a Saints fan. Adam Clune was decent, but he won't get you the win at the end of the day. He's too inexperienced. Yeah, look, I agree. Potentially is probably what we'll be looking at. That could be potentially what we'll be looking at for sure. G4 as well. I'll definitely answer your questions as well, G4. You've had a few good comments there that me and Fanatics will touch onto as well. We do have that section there later on just regarding the Warriors and all that stuff there. So we'll touch on them afterwards. CJ Moxley says, up the bunnies, baby. Yeah, for sure, man. Hopefully the Charles Mitchell tears it up, just not against us, hopefully, like he did last year. All right, so hey, Ilza. Hey, Pro Enzo. Hey, guys. How you guys doing? Thanks again for joining. Appreciate it very much. Another team as well that's under pressure is the Warriors. Simple as that. The reason why I say the Warriors, obviously, bar 2018, making the finals there, and then, subsequently losing to Penrith Panthers. The last time we were actually in the finals was 2011. We head into this year, in my opinion, with a very strong squad. We've brought in Shaun Johnson as well. Now, regardless of your view on Shaun Johnson, whether you like him, whether you don't like him, whether you think he's injury prone or not, whatever. we still head into the season with a strong squad. We've got Reece Walsh there as well in the back end. We've got, Sean Johnson, potentially CHT, potentially Ash Taylor, who knows. We've got a strong forward pack, Adam Van Blake, Matt Lodge. You know what I mean? You got Egan as hooker. Your locks, Toy Harris when he comes back from injury. Your second rowers, potentially Ben Murdoch, Marcelo, Josh Curran, Ewan Aitken, the backs too. You got Dylan Watts and Slesnik, Montoya. But what I'm trying to say though is, this year here for the Warriors, I think is the strongest we've looked in quite some time. Granted, no injuries, sure, but if we can somehow, sort of bring a squad in and win, that'll be great. But in my opinion, because we have such a good squad, in my opinion, like I think it is, there's so much pressure on us to actually make the 8 that if we don't, I think there'll be axes that'll be swung. That's what I think, whether that be players dropped, right? Or whether that be the coach, potentially. Yeah. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that, Warriors Fanatics?
Yeah, to get to your point on what you said there around the Warriors and being under pressure, I don't know, because look, I want to say we're under pressure. Look, I do agree that we've got a squad, a pretty good squad there, but I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are thinking the Warriors to do, round mid-table or down the bottom. I think that's what a lot of people will be doing, is tipping the Warriors near the bottom. I'm sure the experts will have us. They won't give us a chance. They'll say, nah, they're not going to make the top 8. They're not going to do anything, because, people will use the excuse like, the Warriors still in Australia season in a row. Look, that's no excuse anymore. And the Warriors should be able to handle it. They're acclimatised to Redcliffe now. They're in Redcliffe. They've been there for quite a while now. They've got the facilities everywhere. There's no excuses. At the end of the day, I've said it a lot. I've said it a lot. One of my season reviews last year of the Warriors was talking about, in Australia. I don't think that you can use that as an excuse anymore during the season. And, I think if we start off well, I think that's the most important for me, is starting the season off well. Take pressure off Nathan Brown as a head coach. I believe he's under pressure this year. I know I say, no, you can't put the pressure on Nathan Brown and all that, but we have the squad capable of making finals this year. And I'm not going to give away a prediction here tonight, but we've got the squad. We've just got the squad. We need to consistently get it right on the field, and I believe we can get it right. For me, might sound biased, might sound one-eyed, because I'm a Warriors fan and I have belief in my team, but that's what we need to do. We need to get it right consistently. We need to train well, obviously, but we need to also play well on the field. And it is a massive year for the Warriors for me. The big intriguing question for me is the halves. That's the biggest question mark for me, how the spine's going to look. We know the likes of, for round, obviously it's probably going to be a lot different because we've got players suspended and not available. The likes of Dallin will probably play fullback, but if it'll be Reece Walsh, he'll be a fullback. Dallin will probably be on the wing. Now, I think the biggest question mark also is the outside backs, and who's the outside backs going to be? Because you've got Rocco Berry, you've got Viliami, young players. Now Rocco Berry is a full-on selection for me. He's got to be selected each week if fully fit. He's got to be in the centres. And halves, we all know the halves is a big talking. It's going to be a big talking point in the preseason. So we've got 2 preseason trials, and we'll find out if the trials they're going to use to play the trials. I don't think he'll play the first trial. I think he'll play the second trial. I think maybe they might experiment. They might have some like a Ash Taylor play in the halves. Maybe Cody. I don't know. I might go that way, but I think that's what I believe for the Warriors this year. They're under pressure. Are they under pressure? Well, certain steps maybe they are, but for me, I think there's no expectation of us going into this year. I think from everyone, there's no expectation. Maybe from Warriors fans like myself and you, but there's no expectations this year. But I do hope that they can prove a lot of people, they really do, prove a lot of experts out there wrong that they can make the finals this year. But it all depends, on the old saying of, that is the biggest word for me for the Warriors this year: consistency. Not 1 week getting a big win, the next week, getting a big loss. That's what we need to work on.
Yep. Yeah, look, I agree partly what you say, but
one quick thing.
Sorry, Carol Fanatics. Yep. My apologies.
One quick thing. Yeah, one quick thing quickly. Also want to touch on the 4-pack. The 4-pack's probably our best 4. Fox League today rating the 4-packs for all NRL teams this year. And I've got to say that Fox League post, no disrespect, but I don't actually agree with all of those, where all those teams were ranked. Now, the Warriors, I believe the Warriors are ranked behind the Titans, someone else, I can't remember who they were, and they also had the Titans ahead of Manly. Now, I'm a bit surprised by that. I thought that was a bit of a shock to me. I think that Manly Seagulls have a to feed in Tino Farm. So they're great players, but have they got the best 4-pack over likes of Manly? I don't think so. And I don't know if you want to touch on this. Maybe we could touch on this after you talked about the Warriors. But yeah, that's another thing to talk about if you want to talk about that. But you can go ahead with your on the Warriors.
Yeah, look, I'm just going to quickly touch on it before we change the next topic. I'll go to the next topic. Sorry, I agree with what you say, but I also don't. I do believe, look, this is my own opinion. I do definitely think the Warriors are under pressure, though. We definitely need to deliver something. I get what you mean, though, regarding, I get what you mean. Probably not as much pressure as other teams. That's fair enough. But I still think for a team that should be in the 8 with the squad we have now, we need to pucker up, so to speak, and we need to get ready to deliver the goods there. You touched on that pack rating as well. So just going back to what G4 was talking about as well regarding the packs that the Fox League had rated. And yeah, look, for me, I mean, not to try and get too, technical with it, but being in the top 8, I see that as a huge compliment. Again, adding more pressure to the Warriors squad as well for us to deliver. Again, I'm personally not too, I'm not prescribed to the whole, where we are positioned and stuff. I think top 8 is just great to make, on their little list there. But I just want us to basically back it up and prove it, basically. I'm just going to read through these comments here just quickly as well. Yeah, Ash Taylor. Yeah, look, you guys know I'm all about that Ash Taylor propaganda over here. So if you're here for the Ash Taylor propaganda, this is the channel for it. So, okay. Best Warrior squad in a decade. Finals is a must this season, or serious questions will be asked by owners who openly say they want real success, not just the glory of owning a sporting franchise. Exactly right there, Jacko. Obviously, it's all good and fun, but at the end of the day, results do matter. That's the reason why us as fans are here with headaches every single year. Something needs to change. Yeah, I can't keep the amount of Panadol I've been taking with these Warriors. It's too much. So give me something else, please. Dragons have a top 8 side. Yes, pretty clear. And just quickly as well, win the close ones and we make the 8. It's been down. Yeah, I agree. All right, guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into a next topic as well before we touch on the Warriors last. But and again, thanks guys for contributing on the chat. I appreciate it. Adam Reynolds, right? Very recently this week, he was actually named the captain of the Broncos, right? You don't have to look too far back to when he was the captain of the Rabbitohs. And so now he's the captain of the Broncos. What are your thoughts on that overall?
Look, it comes as no surprise. I was kind of expecting it. I'm sure a lot of Broncos there were probably thinking it was going to be Adam Reynolds, to be honest. Surprise to me because Adam Reynolds, he's a great leader. He's been around for a while. He's played in the NRL for so many years, and he was a great leader there at South Sydney Rabbitohs. The Rabbitohs made that grand final last year, very close to beating Penrith on the night, but not to be, unfortunately, for them. But Adam Reynolds, it's a great appointment. In my personal opinion, I think it's a great appointment. And Brisbane, they need a leader, and that's something they've been lacking over the last since they've struggled. They've been Brisbane Broncos. They've had different coaching changes. They've got Kiwi Walters. Look, I think they had a good back end of the year last year after a pretty poor start to the season. And I think they're a bit of a team to watch out for this year, actually. I think they could surprise a lot of people, actually. And, they've got Adam Reynolds there. They've got Kate Well as well from Penrith. So they could surprise a lot of teams and a lot of people out there who may not be expecting Brisbane to be a top 8 side this year because of their recent struggles. So I think you can't write off Brisbane this year. I think Brisbane, they can't have bad years forever. They're a team, big club. They're a massive club in Queensland, and they've always been a massive club. And I think we can expect probably them to win a lot of home games this year at Suncorp. So yeah, I think watch out for Brisbane. I think they're going to watch out for.
Yep, agreed. Just quickly as well, Nick from Australia is here. Hey man, how are you going? And again, Nick from Australia as well. I think he's doing something after this, right? So get onto his channel. We'll definitely be doing some collabs as well. Nick from Australia for sure. All right. So yeah, look, just before I get into your stuff as well, I'll just quickly read this comment here by G4. Did you watch YKT Up podcast where they said Warriors will make the finals? Yeah, I think I saw. Was that a recent one regarding the? Yeah, I saw that one. I'm pretty sure I saw that one. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I'll just quickly add on to what Fanatics saying, guys. Just sorry, quickly. I'm a bit surprised with Adam Reynolds' captaincy. Now, not to say that he can't be captain or he doesn't have the qualities, but it's more so the fact that he was, he's a Rabbitohs through and through, right? That's his club. End of story. Obviously, he plays for the Broncos now contractually, but we all know where his heart is. It always will be. Now, that's not to take anything away from what he wants to do with the Broncos, granted, but still, it's just surprising. These players, like, for my own opinion, you got Payne Haas, the 1%ers, man. Who would want Payne Haas in their team? You've got Cordoni Stace, you got Corey Oates. I just think they would have. I just think they had more players that could have done, could have been in their team as well. Who's another one? One of their prop forwards, Carrigan. I think, is that him? Carrigan? Yeah, Carrigan. He could have been potentially one of their players too, to be captain. I just thought they would have looked that way. That's all. But again, look, that's just my thoughts on it. Look, obviously, with Brandon Reynolds, you're picking him as captain because of what he can deliver. Granted, I see what that means. And to be fair, he's a marquee player. So to see there. Again, just reading the comments as well. Nick from Australia. I'm very well. Late night show in about 25 minutes time. All right. I was surprised Reynolds got captain. He's a bit of a larrikin. Maybe best let him do his own thing and not even put on more pressure on his back. Yeah, look, I agree with that. And I think that's also where I'm also going to be going to. There's a lot of pressure for Reynolds to deliver. Don't say there isn't. You don't sign someone like him with the players you have around him and not expect them to make the 8. Like this is a Hail Mary move, in my opinion, when you have someone like him. Reynolds captain is a no-brainer. They need a leader like him. Haas isn't ready for captaincy. Yeah, look, I mean, he's definitely a leader. But Haas, look, I don't know. I'll personally give him the opportunity. That's just my own opinion, though. All right. Sam Rivel says, generally, I'm looking forward to seeing Sean Johnson and CHT as a combination. Look, that could be good. But then it could be scary, too, just regarding the ad-lib stuff. So for next, I'll be with you in a second. Broncos top 8. Reynolds must avoid injury as he's the end of career as his key player. Yeah, I agree. Also hasn't played a game for the Broncos. Yeah, and that's where I'm also going as well. He hasn't even kicked the ball as a Bronco yet officially under the Suncorp lights in round 1. But again, that's just where I stand with that personally. Look, we'll probably change to another subject as well, another topic. Are you ready for this one here, Fanatics?
Yep, ready for it, definitely.
Cool. All right. So, before I get into it, do you want to answer this question here, Fanatics? Do you lads see Wade Egan as a long-term hooker for the Warriors? What are your thoughts there?
I think people have a lot of criticism to Wade Egan, and I think some of it's been a little bit harsh. I know people expect a lot. I think people think, you've got some great quality there. I think Wade Egan's, did a. I think last year, I believe in terms of one of our best. I think he was ranked really highly, and I know his running game is something being questioned. I know it's something that he probably needs to work on, but I think he's still going to be a long-term hooker for us. At the moment, I don't see the Warriors, going after any hookers right now. I think the club seems to want to stay loyal to Wade Egan. I know he's not your big night-time player. Like, I know he's no Damien Cook, Brandon, so I know he's no freaking sorry. Yeah, I think you need to just give him some trust. I think Wade Egan spine. I think Wade Egan could have a good year. You just, from what I believe, I think got the likes of Sean Johnson there. So, Aaron Penne as well. You've got good. If you can have a good consistent spine, I think Wade Egan. Maybe Wade Egan might step up a bit more. Actually, I think if you can have a good few combinations out there, because he's had a lot of different combinations on the field. To be honest, he's had Roger, he's had Walsh. He's had Rima, had a lot of different.
Yep. And look, my own opinion on Wade Egan myself. Look, it's going to be interesting to see how he sort of plays off with Sean Johnson there. Obviously, defensively, I definitely rate him highly. But on the offensive end, however, that is where I sort of want to see him improve. And just as well, Wawa also touched on as well, Wade Egan is consistent, that's true, and will improve in 2022. I agree. I'm just hoping for more of a attacking hooker as well to add more to his arsenal, I think. Anyway, I am going to read. But Brown seems to love the guy, so likely he will be around for a while. Egan needs a very good 2022, or he should be cut. And look, for me personally, that's where I sort of find people's views on Wade Egan. It's sort of like you either like him or you don't. There's no in between. For me, I like him. But can he improve? Absolutely he can. So I'm looking forward to a big year from him. We need him to produce more. More than just defensive. And again, I'm not taking anything away from his defensive game. It's great. But I would like to see more of an offensive sort of skill set as well on top of what he already has defensively. All right, here's one here as well. Fanatics, we need to answer before we move to the next topic. Not sure if this question has been asked, but if the Warriors start, say, 2-8, would Brown be sacked or given the end of the year? What are your thoughts on that, Fanatics?
Look, I think if they start badly, if they start 2-8, I think that would. I think I'd have my hand on my head, like facepalm, like literally, because surely we will start the season. I know we're Warriors, we're known to have slow starts in our history of a slow start to the year, and come the back end of the season, we're desperately trying to win, make the 8, and I don't want to be put in that situation personally. I want us to be, inside that top 8 around round 14, 15. I want us to be inside near that top 8. I don't want to be lagging along, down the bottom. It is important to start well. Like I said many times before, I think we need to start well. And if Nathan Brown, he will be under pressure for sure if we're 2-8, from my point of view.
Man, if we start off 2-8, that's it, right? That's a foregone conclusion for sure. And just quickly as well, so far, Egan has been a journeyman type. He must lift his game. All right, good stream. Yeah, for sure. You take it easy from Australia. And just quickly, guys, as well, when we're done here, if you guys want to, feel free to go onto his channel as well, subscribe to him, and join and be part of that fun stuff, the late night show with Nick from Australia. And I think it'll be cool as for sure. Pete Retro, you want stability in your coach though. So wow has Dragons, Titans, West Tigers, Broncos, Cowboys, Storm, Raiders. All right. So quickly, guys, I'm just gonna. We've got probably our last or second to last topic. I'm gonna try to finish this up in the next 10 to 15 minutes. The Warriors. So basically, these news that the Warriors could potentially be, New Zealand could be open to the Warriors heading back home, right? The Warriors playing back home. It's not just a fantasy dream anymore. It's reality, right? What are your thoughts on that, Fanatics?
Well, quickly
rugby.
before I do get into that,
all good, Nick.
Yeah, 8-2, yeah.
Games. We ain't going to 8 though, brother. We're going to the 8.
Fingers crossed
yes.
for that. Yeah, back to the comment now. It's great. Yeah. It's great news, I think. It's great to hear that the borders are finally open. Jacinta Ardern's finally done something right. I'm not going to get too political here, but, Jacinta Ardern, I'm not really a big fan of it, but great to hear the borders are opening. But there is a bit of a catch with this, because, I read a Ruined Hammer. Big shout out to them. They said something on a live, on Nick from Australia's live Insta last night. They mentioned this, actually, that Cameron George has already come out and said, there's still doubts. There's still doubts over Warriors playing Penrith. They would still have to come back and they'd still have to quarantine. Now, that is a big issue. It is a massive issue. They would still have to quarantine the Warriors. The Warriors players would still have to quarantine from what Cameron George apparently. I don't know if you've heard about this. There's an article going around about it, but there's still doubts. It's still not entirely sure that it's going to happen. Cameron George is saying, there's concerns over the quarantine. If the Warriors do go back, they would have to quarantine. And the thing is, they'd have to play the game probably midweek. They might have to play it midweek. It might not be a weekend. And I don't know whether that would work. Personally, I don't know what it would work about it. Just to put a bit of a damper on that news, unfortunately, from what I've heard.
Yeah. And look, just quickly as well to add on, and again, not to go through the political stream, but again, you get the vaccinations and hope that you can be able to have more of that freedom. For example, the Warriors to be able to travel, not have to isolate, but the fact that the boys have to isolate potentially if they go back, it just, it really grinds my gears regarding that. And again, like I said, I'm not trying to go there, but just think about it, like from the technical sense, I'm pretty sure most of the boys, if not all of them, are vaccinated. So you got the vaccination, you're double vaxxed, and then you still can't go into New Zealand freely, even to play sport and then to come back. It just it really sucks. Actually, even hearing that has probably just probably killed the mood that I had regarding the Warriors being able to go and play in Mount Smart or in New Zealand for that matter. So I'm not too sure what happens there.
Yeah.
Do you want to add any more to that, Fanatics?
Yeah, I also want to say, with what's going on in New Zealand at the moment, they're going through another tough sort of period, and there's the moment with sporting events over there in New Zealand, events over there, rugby or whatever it's called over there, that's going to start up very soon. They're going to have no crowds, so that's not promising. I know the Warriors are home games a long time away, but that's not really promising. It's not promising. Like no crowds there, so I don't know. I mean, the government, can change everything. It can change at any time. You just don't know. I hope this Warriors Penrith game does go ahead at Mount Smart. I really do, because I think the fans in New Zealand, they deserve to see their team live. I've said it thousands of times already. They deserve to watch their team live. their families. You know, the new having him yet. You know, it's a bit disappointing. They haven't played the game out smart, and I'm pretty sure it'd pack out massively. They have great crowds there. They'll have a full team, no doubt about it. They'll pack it out, and I really hope that there is no postponements of the Warriors home games this year. We're just going to see what happens because it changes. It changes regularly. We saw last year Warriors were excited to come home, play the Bulldogs, and they got cancelled. So don't want to put a damper on it. I don't want to put a damper on people's. We don't want to get too excited about it yet because you're going to be let down again, unfortunately. And I hope it doesn't happen. You know.
Yeah, I agree. I just look. I'm looking at this from a sporting lens as opposed to like a virus COVID lens. Obviously, and the fact that the Warriors haven't played in New Zealand for quite some time, right? I don't even want to go back there, but when you sort of look at the fact that as Sam Revell sort of even touched on, other teams have been able to play internationally, right? You got the Olympics. The Winter Olympics are on right now in Beijing. I don't even need to talk to you about the countries participating there. And again, it's not to try and diminish or take anything away from COVID. It's just more so just simply thinking about the boys being able to play in New Zealand for 1 week and then coming back, right? And then playing again in New Zealand in, say, like a month's time. It's just about that. That's sort of where my gripe is from. I have no issue about the whole COVID stuff. It's just more so the whole vaccine plus sporting, international sports still being on. It makes me a bit worried anyway, just regarding the future of what happens there with the Warriors. But we'll just have to wait and see. But again, guys, I don't mean to make this a political sort of a thing. So again, this is more so about the Warriors being able to play and come back. Yep. Look, another thing as well, I probably haven't even touched on it. You haven't either. But what are your thoughts on Adam Fanor-Blake and his re-signing and what that means for our club going forward? I know it was about a fortnight ago, but it's still relevant. What are your thoughts on it? A fortnight ago, but still.
Yep. Yeah, look, it was a couple of days ago. I think it was Monday or Tuesday. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments here. I did do a video out and gave my thoughts on it. My brief thoughts on it. I did a little video there. And look, I'm not surprised by Adam Fanor-Blake's re-signing. I don't think he was going to go anywhere. I know there's rumours on players going to Redcliffe, going to the Dolphins, but Adam Fanor-Blake never mentioned. So I sign him. Look, early to re-sign him, I would say no. Maybe some people might say other things there, but I'd say no, it's not too early. Mark, make sure we give him, keep him away from the likes of the Dolphin Australian teams that probably might try and target him. And I think it's great to re-sign Adam Fanor-Blake because he's a leader. I know he's not very old, but he's a leader on the field. And he brings that. He just brings a lot to the side, and I reckon it's great news. It's awesome to re-sign Adam Fanor-Blake for the next couple of years, actually, and hopefully, fingers crossed, Adam Fanor-Blake gets. I'm sure a lot of the new signings would love to play a game in New Zealand at that stage. That's my hope, my massive hope for them and the whole team. So yeah, great news. Actually, very good news about Adam Fanor-Blake.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Adam Fanor-Blake is obviously a solid player. He adds so much to the Warriors, and personally, I enjoyed his little captaincy stint. Without trying to say too much, personally devastated he wasn't given the captaincy for this season. But that's all different opinions there. That's just my thoughts on it. But again, for someone like him to be part of the squad for a while now just gives us more stability. Might even probably get more other players to come and play for us as well, right? There's also that thing as well. But on top of that too, what he can give the younger players coming through the ranks. Obviously, we do have some young players too. I might add, coming through the Warrior squad, the Keppel twins. I think the twins there. They're just young players waiting to basically play. Do you know much about the Keppel twins yourself, Fanatics, or no? Not really. One that just our younger players.
Look, I haven't seen them play. Oh, no, actually, no, I haven't seen them play. No, to be honest, I haven't seen them at all. I've heard a few things, a bit of murmur, but haven't seen them play yet. And I think sorry, I'll just say it, spit that again. Sorry, guys. They will be players to watch out for. I think they'll be players to watch out for to potentially make their debuts this year. I think they might, any time this season, actually. If injuries occur, or maybe if they impress in some of the, I think we could see them play. Actually, we could see them in some games this year. Actually, I think they're players to look out for. And yeah, I think I haven't seen them play, to be fair. So I can't really say too much, but yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how they go when they potentially play for the Warriors first grade side.
Yeah, look, and just to add to that as well, if any players, if anyone here knows any Warriors trivia, but if they do suit up for us officially this season, will they be the first set of twins to have played for the Warriors? I don't know myself. I'm pretty sure they would be. Do you know the answer there, Fanatics?
No, I'm a little bit in the dark with this one. Very in the dark. I'm sure maybe some other people in the comments can have a bit more of a thought here. They can let us know.
I hear you.
I'm a little bit in the dark with that one.
Twins.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've heard of the Saifiti twins, but get ready for the Keppel twins, and that's what we're talking about.
Yeah. Kina Kippen, they're big bodies. Those super. Big shout out to them. They follow me on Instagram page here, so got a few of those young players following me. So yeah, I'll be keen to see how they go. Actually, really keen to see how they go when they get an opportunity. I think always young players. You just you could expect something really special from some young players. And I'll talk about Rocket Berry. He's a player that I'm very keen to see this year in terms of young players.
Yeah, no, I agree. Look, maybe that's all the Warriors ever needed, actually, in our 25-plus year tenure, was just a set of twins. Who knew that was the answer? It's not Reece Walsh. It's not Sean Johnson. It's not Stacey Jones. It isn't Simon Mannering. It's quite literally the Keppel. It's literally the twins. That's all we need to win. If it was as simple as that, we should have done it a long time ago.
Yep.
Sweet. Look, I think we're probably going to round it off here just quickly. I think we've covered a few topics here today. Look, what can they expect for you this week, Fanatics, heading into the week coming up with content and all that stuff?
Right now, I have another video out tomorrow or Sunday. Maybe check that out on the channel. I've got one video up today talking about Chanel Harris-Tavita and giving my thoughts on what to expect with Chanel Harris-Tavita going into this season. So if you guys haven't seen it already, go check out the Warriors NRL Fanatics YouTube channel. There's one of my new videos today I put up recently. So you go check that. I gave my thoughts on Chanel Harris-Tavita. We know it is a big talking point this year, what he's going to do. Is he going to be in the first grade side more often? Is he going to start in the halves, or is he going to be off the bench? We don't know. We really don't know, because it's an up in the air sort of topic, to discuss. But I don't know if you haven't seen already. Go give that a watch. Yeah, if you join me on your channel today, Hold the Ball. I'd like to thank you for having me on. Go check out my channel, which is Warriors NRL Fanatics. We're getting very close to 900 subs now, so 870 subscribers at the moment. So go check it out and go subscribe to the channel for all those new viewers that watching your content out there, and go check out my content. But Hold the Ball for me on, and thanks to all the viewers for watching tonight. I really appreciate you having me on the channel. Actually, it's been great fun and great discussion. Great interest. Yeah. be on Hold the Ball.
Yeah, look,
really
no
appreciate
worries,
it.
man.
And I
Thank
know
you
that
again.
you'll be on my channel.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. Look, thanks again, man, for coming on here, and thank you again for sharing your thoughts too. Appreciate it very, very, very much. Look, guys, just quickly with my stuff there, I do have a new series. It's basically called League Checkmate, where I sort of talk about your team's top 10 valuable players, but I also use it in the context of chess. Again, I'm not here to explain what chess is or how to play it. I just know I love the game myself, and I'll probably beat you at it. But besides that, no. Besides that, I've just got that, and obviously the NRL All-Stars are coming up, so I believe Fanatics will have his own preview. I'll be having my own preview as well. Fanatics touched on CHT and his stuff there, and I appreciate him for doing that stuff there. But I'm all about the Ash Taylor propaganda, as we all know. But on top of that as well, look, I'll just keep on bringing out content. But thank you again, Fanatics, for being here. Thank you again, guys, for being here and for watching us and all that stuff there. We'll continue, and we will continue to collaborate more. But again, guys, if you want more stuff, jump onto Nick from Australia. He's got some stuff going on, I think, in the next 5 minutes, if not now. But yeah, take it easy, guys. See you guys next time. And just remember, hold the ball. Take it easy. See you guys next time.